Richard Tice has been interviewed by Dan Wootton
Channel 4
about
set
the.
you up because the
Listen.
communists say they did nothing wrong.
Of course they did. What they did it was through a production company which gave them cover, it gave them deniability. But be under no illusion, this was a total and utter stitch up. They did it to me back in December 19. It probably cost me the seat back then. And well, this time it was spotted. This was unbelievable. This was an actor who specialises in rough voices and specialises in secret filming. And we now have a written statement there from someone who was in the car with the filmer and this actor. And the two of those people were in deep discussion at the beginning of the rendezvous of the volunteers. So they were there together working out how they were going to do it. This thing was the greatest stitch up in modern electoral times. A total electoral interference. In my view, Channel 4 broke.
So Richard Tice is in no doubt that Andrew Parker was an actor, that the whole thing was staged, that Andrew Parker, and the Channel 4 camera person were talking in advance of all the racist comments that Andrew Parker then made. Richard Tice says this is a plot. It's like something out of Nadine Dorries. His evidence is that there's a written statement by someone who was in the car. Well, without names, that's as vague and as insubstantial as the as much of the story. There is no evidence. There is no evidence that has been put out into the journalistic world at all that Andrew Parker was a stooge. There is only evidence, and even that is fairly unclear, that he is an actor. But an actor can also have foul views, and there is no evidence has been put out by Richard Tice or by Farage that Andrew Parker was not a member of Reform UK. That's the interesting bit that is still lacking. It doesn't matter whether there's whether Andrew Parker and the cameraman were talking. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is that Farage and Reform tolerate a variety of foul, prejudiced views from their supporters, and some of these are caught on camera, some of these are not caught on camera. The fact that one of them may or may not have been set up by an actor and by a Channel 4 news team. Richard Tice says that Channel 4 used another company to do the filming so that this gave them deniability. Channel 4 always uses other companies to do their filming and make their programs, as does the BBC, as does ITV. Almost nothing is made by these big monolithic organizations today. Almost everything is made by tiny little companies that then collaborate with Channel 4, whatever. But Channel 4 then has a very direct involvement in the final edit. So I don't think it's possible that Channel 4 would not take proper responsibility if something had been done that was dodgy. So I think this is more the Dan Wootton sensationalism, and it gives Dan Wootton something to say, which I suppose is charming. Poor Dan Wootton.